Deep in southeastern Turkey, beneath millennia of dust and oblivion, lies a structure that challenges everything we thought we knew about the past. Göbekli Tepe, a stone sanctuary erected more than 11,600 years ago, has shaken the foundations of archaeology and challenged our ideas about the birth of civilization. Before Stonehenge, before the pyramids, before even writing, an ancient people erected a monument that, to this day, remains an unsolved enigma. The pillars of Göbekli Tepe stand like sentinels of a forgotten past, carved from limestone with a precision that should not have been possible at the time. Some of these colossi reach 5 meters in height and weigh up to 20 tons. On their surfaces, engraved in low relief, appear animals of all kinds: stealthy foxes, entwined snakes, vultures with outstretched wings. These are not mere decorations. These symbols seem to tell a story we haven't yet learned to read. But what message do they hide? Is it a hunting tale, a mythological code, or the memory of lost knowledge? The enigma deepens when we understand that Göbekli Tepe was built thousands of years before the rise of agriculture. Until its discovery, history told us that humanity could only erect monuments of this magnitude after establishing agricultural settlements. But this structure defies that logic. Who were these builders? How did they manage to muster the manpower and resources to carve and transport these colossal stones? And perhaps most intriguing, why, after centuries of use, did they decide to bury the site, intentionally hiding it under tons of earth? Theories abound. Some archaeologists believe Göbekli Tepe was a religious center, a place of rituals meant to connect with the divine. Others suggest its design has an astronomical function, with precise alignments marking celestial events. Some of its structures appear to be oriented toward the constellation of Orion, while certain carvings could depict cosmic phenomena such as meteor showers or even the passage of comets. Could this temple be proof that our ancestors observed the sky with more advanced knowledge than we give them credit for? Beyond its function, the symbolism of Göbekli Tepe is disconcerting. The T-shaped pillars have sculpted arms and hands, suggesting they represent anthropomorphic figures. Are we perhaps seeing ancient gods, mythical beings from a lost tradition? Some researchers have pointed out disturbing parallels between these figures and sculptures from other civilizations separated by thousands of years and miles. Similar structures are found on the Pacific Islands and in South America, with figures reminiscent of those at Göbekli Tepe. Is this a coincidence, or is there a hidden link between these ancient peoples? Another hypothesis suggests that Göbekli Tepe may have been built in response to a major cataclysm. Geological studies indicate that the region experienced drastic climate changes around 10,900 BC, possibly due to a comet impact that plunged the Earth into a period of extreme cold, known as the Younger Dryas. Were the builders of Göbekli Tepe survivors of this event? Is it possible that this sanctuary served as a spiritual refuge for humanity trying to rebuild after the catastrophe? But the greatest enigma of Göbekli Tepe remains its abrupt burial. It wasn't a casual abandonment, it was a deliberate, meticulous action. Each structure was covered with rubble and earth, as if those who used it wanted to preserve something or protect themselves from something. What were they afraid of? Were they perhaps aware of an unknown threat? Or was their purpose to hide knowledge that should not fall into the wrong hands? Despite decades of excavation, the majority of Göbekli Tepe remains buried, waiting to be discovered. Archaeologists have only explored a small fraction of the site, and each discovery raises more questions than it answers. Other similar structures have been identified in the region, such as Karahan Tepe, which could be even older. Are we looking at the vestiges of a lost civilization that existed long before official history recognizes? Göbekli Tepe is more than an archaeological site. It is a puzzle that challenges our ideas about the past. It forces us to rethink the origins of religion, art, and social organization. It whispers to us that there was something more, something we have forgotten, or perhaps never fully understood. The history of humanity, it seems to tell us, is far more ancient, complex, and mysterious than we ever imagined. As long as its stones stand and its symbols remain undeciphered, Göbekli Tepe will remain an echo of the unknown. Perhaps one day we will find the key that reveals its true purpose, or perhaps its mystery is destined to endure, an enigma buried in the sands of time.